Good afternoon, folks. It's your man, always George Page, aka the Emperor of Female Bodybuilding Talk, coming to you live on YouTube. Well, folks, this is the biggest event coming up this week, and that is the 2021 Olympia Weekend. As you know, the Olympia is the equivalent of the Super Bowl for sport of bodybuilding. It comes around every year. It's a gathering of the different divisions in the sport of bodybuilding. You know, it's based around one division that is the men's bodybuilder. That's the Mr. Olympia, and it was created by the great late, Joe Weider. And bodybuilding's been around for quite some time. At least the sport itself, close to 70 years. And this is a major event, as you know, and this is kind of like the closeout for the season. As you know, oh, there goes my dear friend, Miss Fishiana, and there's my bro, Jared. He's just telling me he's just gonna be a little late. Give me 5 or 10 minutes. I just start without me. I'm already started, Jared. So whenever you're ready, just come in and I'll go ahead and I'll just do the rest of the stuff. And you can come in on later, okay? Hi there, Miss Fishiana. I appreciate you coming through and supporting my channel. So Jared, just come down whenever you're ready. All right, you already got the link. So anyway, as you know, this is a major event in the sport of bodybuilding. The Olympia has been around for at least, I would say, 56 years, just about. And it's a display of the greatest and most brightest athletes in the sport of bodybuilding. It's gonna be, they're gonna start the show on the 7th. Now the 7th is gonna be shows like, it's gonna be mostly amateurs. They're gonna have the amateur Olympia where you can qualify for your pro card. And there's a couple ladies who are in sport bodybuilding who are qualified for the pro card. One lady I'm gonna shout out to Amanda Snooks. I follow her on Facebook. We're Facebook friends, and she's gonna try to qualify for her pro card. Cross my fingers. And all the other ladies who are qualifying, cross fingers. Best of luck to you. So anyway, this video is gonna be a critique and a talk of how like me and Jared's our thoughts how this show is gonna go. The women who are gonna be in the show, the women who may not be in the show. It's just really a lot. There's a lot to do to it. Now, as you know, once the two ways you can to be able to qualify for the Olympia is, one, you have to win a show. Two, you have to earn the points. And there's the other, which is if you're already part of the top 5, you're already in the show. So, and as you know, the top 5 ladies for this year's Olympia is Andrea Shaw, Margie V. Martin, Helen Trevino, Myla Ash, and Irene Anderson. Those ladies earned their qualification to come back for this year's show by winning the last year's 2020 Olympia. And that's pretty good. Olympia's a tough show to win. I mean, as you know, in 2020, it was return of the true female bodybuilding show, true Miss Olympia. There's Physique Olympia, there's the other divisions, women divisions, but the true Miss Olympia returned. And Andrea Shaw became the woman to stand on top and to win the Miss Olympia. And she did pretty good. I mean, when she did it, it was back in December. And at that time, it was her birthday. She just turned 37 years old. And congratulations on to win the Olympia on your birthday. And she really hit out the gate. She won the Olympia. Also, she won the Rising Phoenix. And for the qualifiers for the Olympia, she won the Omaha Pro. So that's 3 shows in 1 year. And that's a great thing. That's a great achievement. So, and I think Andrea is just amazing. I mean, I'm going to, for you fans who follow, I'm going to put up a little pic of Andrea. And I'm telling you, she's truly just a real example of muscle greatness. I mean, I think she has a bit of the classic, but also a bit of what's coming in the sport. And I think Andrea is, like I said, she's just gonna be the star, And I truthfully, Like this, look at this physique. This is an amazing physique. I mean, she has very aesthetically pleasing look to her. You know, I think she has a great body. I think she's very attractive. She has very, model features, a very chiseled jawline. Very, people say, hey, don't say that. I'm not talking about no. I'm just saying there's a lot of models who have a very uh, form shaped jawline. And she has a very look to her. I mean, and I think she's the woman the hard to beat. She just repeated as the champ or the Rising Phoenix World Bodybuilding. Well, as you know, the Rising Phoenix was the world's women's world bodybuilding championship. And now with the return to Olympia, it's still the women's world bodybuilding championship by the women's strength standard. But with the turn of Miss Olympia back to Olympia Weekend, she's the true Miss Olympia. And I think he has a great physique, just great representation of a great female bodybuilder. And I think she's gonna be it's gonna be hard to beat her, especially if she's on her game. Now, as I said again, the other ladies who have qualified to make the show, and I will show you in a minute, are these ladies are just amazing too in their own rights, and they earned the right to be recognized for their hard work and what they had, really brought to the table to the sport of bodybuilding. Oh, yo, it's my man Marcus Bell coming through, hitting that light. I appreciate that, Marcus. Always coming through. My man Marcus Bell from my CSS Combat Sports family supporting me, and I appreciate that, Marcus. You're welcome anytime you come by. And one of these days, Marcus, I got to get you on my live stream. I got to hear your voice, brother. I got to get you on. We'll do that someday. Don't be scared, brother. I don't bite. Anyway, as you know, the ladies who qualified, the other four ladies who earned their spot is here. We have here, taking second at the show, Margie V. Martin. And Margie is one of the few women to competed at the last Miss Olympia back in 2014. And that's been a long time ago. Next, to taking third place is Heather Davino, another lady who also competed at Miss Olympia a long time ago. And fourth place, Mala Ash. And fifth, Irene Anderson, who's been in the sport for quite a long time, a legend in the sport. And all these five ladies have qualified for the right to compete at the 2021 Olympia Weekend. So, yeah, that's right there. We got that. That's done and over with. But the thing is also, there's the ladies who have earned their qualification. As you know, there's the Wings of Strength represents female bodybuilding. And there's only so many shows for female bodybuilding to have a stage on. Because, as you know, the IBB, as I say kindly again, walked behind female bodybuilder kindly and stabbed it in the heart. So I love that. I love that quote. That's a perfect quote. Chris Nolan's Batman Begins. I love that. But anyway, there's so many few stages for female bodybuilding. And there's been a couple of stages outside the United States. A couple of shows that have been done, outside of America. And some ladies who were able to come here and compete, as you know, with this whole thing going on, how the world has, been turned upside down, and it's difficult. But the show must march on. Now, notably, the first woman who officially qualified for her Olympia qualification was last year at Romania at the Romania Muscle Fest, and that's a lady I've been a fan of for a long time. I think she's a true female bodybuilder. I think she earned that opportunity, and that is one Miss Virginia Sanchez. And Miss Sanchez has been in sport for quite some time, and she qualified by winning at the 2020 Romanian Muscle Fest. As you know, the Romanian Muscle Fest is a show that's sponsored by the Wing of Strength. It's a show it's the baby of one Miss Alina Popa. Alina, she's a legend. And also, Alina is a two-time Olympia runner-up. And, I'm a fan of Virginia Sanchez. I think she has an amazing physique. And I truly believe she earned that. And truthfully, the Romanian Muscle Fest is a show for more, I would say, massive, truly true female bodybuilders, who are just have true the size and the muscle development. I know back in 2018, I believe Monique Jones won the first uh, um, Rising Phoenix show. And then I think another lady, I think her name is Muna Gosera, if I got her name right. She won in 2019, but because of where everything went down with the virus, she's from Italy, and she couldn't make the show, so she missed out an opportunity to compete at the of last year's Olympia, and that's hard. I think it's hard. You put in all that work and you're not able to, you know, compete in the show you want to compete in. It's just life is not fair, but it happens. Now, as you know, since Virginia qualified, the season starts over again. And while the other divisions have their shows, female bodyweight don't have a show till officially till May. And that's still a good way off. It's just because, like I said, there's only so many shows in for women that have stage on. And the next lady who earned her pro card is at the New York Pro. As you know, last year the New York Pro brought back female bodybuilding in 2020, and the winner of that show was Mila Ash. And Mila, if I remember the story, was Mila. She switched from women's she switched from women's physique to women's bodybuilding. She did a show a couple weeks later, and I remember this was what Jada Beverly told me. Her and Jada was at the same show. I think it was the Ultima in Louisiana, and they were told to switch to women's bodybuilding by judges, and they made the switch. And when Jada made the switch, she did show the next. She did her next show 2 weeks afterwards, and she earned her pro card and to compete at the Mila on her pro card to compete at the. She earned her. Sorry, excuse me. She earned her qualification to compete at the Olympia at the New York Pro. So this year, New York Pro, it was a small lineup, a very small lineup. As you know, 2020, everything went to, and one lady who surprised everybody. Honestly, she surprised everybody to win and earn her qualification for the, Miss Olympia, and that is one Miss Lena Denny. And you know what? She's amazing. I think she has a great physique. And she's been bodybuilding before. She competed back in 2019 at the. I got a man Jared. Let me get Jared. Oh, here he is. Jared's here. Hey, Jared.
Hello, George.
Hey.
Sorry I was a little bit late. I got a new puppy here. That's my avatar. He's right here with me right now. He's a handful to say the least, but he's a cutie.
Yeah, that's the thing with puppies. You gotta be. Yeah, puppies are like babies. There's a lot of work to them. It's a lot of work. But like a baby, if you got a problem with a baby, you can't take it back.
Yeah.
So anyway, I was just name dropping the ladies that we know that's qualified for the Olympics. I talked about the first 5 ladies who earned the qualification, and that is the top 5. That is, Andrea Shaw, Margie V. Martin, Helen Trevino, Mila Ash, and Irene Anderson. And I mentioned the second qualification, who earned her qualification is the first qualification actually. Who earned her qualification is Miss Virginia Sanchez, who earned it at the 2020 Romania Muscle Fest. They had their show I think in November because the Olympia was in December.
Yeah.
All right. Now I'm talking about the next lady who earned her pro card. I mean, not pro card. Why can't you say pro card? Who earned her Olympia qualification, and that was at the New York Pro. As you know, last year the New York Pro. As I was talking about, that's how Mila Ash earned her qualification for the Olympia was winning New York Pro. As you know, last year New York Pro, just like the Olympia, brought back female bodybuilding, and also they brought back women's physique. You know, and that's Miss Lena Denny, and Lena is I mean, she's a pretty impressive woman. If you look at, I guess I put these pictures right here because I want to put some pictures everybody I know everybody will look. And I think she's a pretty impressive woman. I follow her on social media. I've contacted her a few times. We've been talking a little bit. I'm hoping that maybe after Olympia I get an interview with her. And like I say, she got a pretty impressive physique. As one thing you know, at the show it was only 5 women. Yeah, it was Leah, the Dama Day, Tamara McCarr, uh, Andrea, that's right, Annie Sheehan, and Winnie Sanchez. And the big talk was, I think people going to thought that you know LaDon was going to win the show, but LaDon did not come in the best condition. He did not.
Yeah.
So and Lena took first place and won the show. So I want to talk about. Well, let's go back first here. I'm gonna go back to where I said I talk about when I said about Virginia. Now we're gonna start like this real quick before we'll get to the rest of it. So I was waiting on you. Now, as you know, Virginia, she took she's gonna be competing this show. What, in your opinion, is her chances cracking the top 5? I mean, top 10, if not the top 10 or top 5.
Top 5, I think, is a very high probability. Because that's usually where she goes. I think last time
I think the last time she cracked the top 5 was at the 2018 Rising Phoenix. Hello? Well, he'll get back to us in a minute, folks. But like I said, this thing is, last time Virginia, she cracked the top 5 at a major show was the 2018, 2018 Rising Phoenix. And that's pretty good. She did, she talked to was 20.
Testing. 1,
You
2,
there?
3.
You there?
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Sorry, I went into the other room. Maybe that was what did it.
That's all right.
Gotta keep an eye on this rascal here.
Yeah, like I said, dog's a handful. I can hear him. Yeah. But like I said,
yeah. What I was saying was, she won the top 5 last time, so I mean, she could probably hit it again.
Well, I don't know. She hadn't competed for quite some time. The last show she did win the Muscle Fest, and the last time she cracked the top 5 at a major show, I think was the 2018 Muscle Fest, or was it 2017? I'm trying to remember. No, the Rising Phoenix. I think 2017, 2018 Rising Phoenix. She was able to crack the top 5.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't think she can do it again, or?
I don't know. It's a possibility, but then you got to look at the other competitors. That's why we're doing this. We're talking about the other competitors, how they're going to fare, in the show, compared to, because most definitely, top 3 is going to be Andrea, Margie, and I'm gonna see Hella.
Yeah.
And then after what we saw at the Rising Phoenix about a couple weeks back, how Mala Ash and Ari Anderson didn't even make the top 10 or the top 5 at that show.
Yeah.
Is questionable how they're gonna do at this show.
Yeah, I agree.
Now with Lena Denny, I don't see her cracking the top 10.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
I don't
know.
see her doing that.
Yeah, because with her condition, she's a little bit older. I think the only person older than her at that show is probably Irene. Yeah, Irene Anderson. Irene's about 53 years old. And I think Lena's just 50, maybe 51. And she doesn't have the size. She did pretty good at the Rising Phoenix. She did pretty good.
Yeah,
She got fifth place at Rising Phoenix. But this is Olympia, and it's a
yeah,
different show. And I don't really see her if she makes the top if she makes the top 10, that's good. But then if you calculate the other ladies who have competed at the show, there's a good chance she may not. Now this is just me, and I don't know if I share my opinion of it, but it's just my opinion. It's just everybody has their opinions, and it's just just what I'm thinking and what you thinking and what you might think I'm thinking and whatever else.
yeah. If I had to take a guess of who I think would be the top five, it's probably going to be Andrew Shaw, March and Mark, Fletcher, Mona Pasella, and who's ACOP.
Hmm.
I think she could definitely get up there.
Yeah, that's a possibility also. One person I'm going to mention also is the third person qualified for the uh, uh, Olympia is a lady from Italy, and that is Nadia Capacero, if I got her name right. And she competed originally in physique, and her last competition was 2019 at the Tampa. She didn't do too well, and then she made a switch. Now I think she was going to make her debut at in 2020, but as you know, she's from Italy, and we all know what happened. The world went to shit, and it made it difficult. A lot of competitors, especially competitors outside the United States, to come over. It used to be all they got to do is get on a plane, come here, go back. But now you have to do a quarantine, and and it's just it's expensive, and
Yeah,
and she probably has to do one. I think some places are doing quarantines. Notably is I know Irene did hers in Turkey, Virginia did hers in Mexico, which is and I think some ladies are doing Dubai and a couple of countries doing quarantine. And with Nadia, she looks pretty impressive. I think she is a possible top 10 cracker. She might crack the top 10.
yeah.
You know, so I'm gonna pull this picture up real quick so y'all can look at her if you are watching and following. And she has impressive physique. She has I think the sticks I think they're looking for. She's another physique competitor that switched to bodybuilding. She said she competed at the 2019 Tampa Bay Pro was the last physique show. She didn't do too well. I think she placed 12th. And this show she did pretty good. Taking first place. As you know, Puerto Rico Pro was not in Puerto Rico this year. They did it in the Bahamas
Yep.
because the virus is so bad, and some countries are not doing any kind of major shows or having a lot of capacities. But she looks pretty impressive. So, in your
She's
opinion,
got big biceps.
yes. In your opinion, where you think she'll fall? Will she think she'll make the top 10?
I think she'll make the top 10, but if you ask me where, it would be like either. Oh, I'd have to look at her record honestly, but it'd probably be somewhere. Let's go with like I don't
Eight,
know. Let's say
eight,
seven
eight,
or
or 7, 8,
or 8 or 9.
8 or 9. One of those. I think she's a possible 8 or 9er because there's still quite a few ladies who are possibly. I think about Virginia Sanchez. She can probably crack the top 10, and possibly I don't know. Like I said, Lena Denny. I don't know. Once the other ladies start coming in, I think her chances at cracking the top 10 is going to get very slim, bit by bit. But she's pretty.
Yeah.
Now, as we said again, a lady we were talking about a while ago, as you mentioned, who looked like a good
Sorry, you cut up. Oh, what?
Sorry, folks, had a little technical difficulty. It happens sometimes. You pay attention. But as I was saying, well, we mentioned a lady who looked like could be a qualifier, and possibly, if not top 10, most definitely she's gonna be in the top five, and that is Michaela Acop. As you know, Michaela was originally in physique. She competed. Her last show she competed was in 2019. She did make the switch to, I think, bodybuilding that year, and she
Yeah.
did pretty good. And then there was one thing where we weren't sure she was going to come back and compete because she put out on social media, she put on Facebook about, she wrote a letter that, I don't know, people weren't sure. They was wondering what was going on. Was she quitting? Was there an issue or something like that? And what it was, because, she said that a friend of hers died and she felt like she needed some time to step away. And I understand that. I posted that letter and talked about it on my channel, and she responded. Not very pleasing response, but she responded. And Michaela, with her physique is a very pretty good physique. And the thing is, she is slightly shorter compared to the other competitors. I think she might be the shortest competitor in the show. You think?
Who?
Michaela?
Akon?
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, she's short, but she's very compact.
yeah.
The thing I noticed about her last time was just how much muscle she's got on her glutes and stuff.
Hmm.
Like really, I mean, at the Rising Phoenix, um, it was actually probably even better than even Andrea Shaw, honestly.
Yeah. But the thing is, like, she is short, and with the shorter women, they don't do as well as if they were like, she's like, I think she's like maybe 5'1", 5'2",
Yeah,
and shorter women don't do as well because everybody's gonna look at the bigger girls.
yeah,
Most time it's the women like 5'5" to 5'7". Oh, right here we got Omar Acosta. My girls, I love you all. He's a fan of female bodybuilding. He joined my channel some time ago. I really appreciate Omar for coming through. And like I said, Michaela, she has a perfect physique. She's very compact. And that's the thing with shorter women, she like they can really put on a good amount of muscles, especially of a compact physique, like Rosemary Jennings, Colette Gourmand, several
yeah,
women who were like who are shorter, but seem like they can really put on some muscle. But
yeah,
I think most definitely, I think I kind of agree with you. With her talent development, she can probably come in either fifth or fourth place. You know,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Now I think I believe that same week there was no, I think was that same week, no, there was a show on that same week or the week after. I'm trying to remember if I'm wrong. You remember it was the Portugal Pro. But I know, no, that was the week of the Linda Murray Savannah show.
Yeah.
The Norfolk show. I gotta remember that. I gotta write notes. You know what, folks? I should start writing notes when I do this. I hate to write sometimes. And as you know, the Linda show, to me, I think was, even though I like Linda Murray, I'm a fan of Linda. The person that was chosen to win that show, it was, to me, I think, a big disappointment. And the winner of that show was, and I know, she may not, I think she just didn't come in great condition, and that was LaDon McDay.
Yeah.
And that show qualified her to compete at this year's Olympia. And the thing is, like this, LaDon, I think she competed last year's because she had enough points. But to me, I don't think she deserved to win the show.
Yeah.
She deserved to win the Norfolk because truthfully, I think the two ladies who should have been fighting for first and second place should have been between Janine Mikowski and Nikki Chartrand. And the thing about where LaDon came in, she wasn't in bad condition she did the New York show. She took second. Did the Omaha show and took fifth. And to me, I'm looking at it right now. I don't see how she truthfully won the Norfolk show. What you think?
I think we have somewhat of a suspicion as to why that was, with bias for Michigan, Michigan female bodybuilders that Linda has.
Because we all know Andrew's from Michigan, and so is LaDon, and Iris Collins from Michigan too. But yeah, and if I looked for I said that she deserved to win. Now I don't know the judges. I don't know what the judges was looking at because I've seen the pictures, and Janine Lukowski looked way better shape. Nikki Chartrand looked better shape. It should have went like this. It should have been between Janine and Nikki. I think Janine could have won it. Nikki took second.
Give me 1 second, please.
Go ahead.
You can keep.
I keep going. I can keep going. All right, and I think like this. Janisha took first. It's first and second should be battle between Janine and Nikki. I think Janisha got first. Let me do it quick. I think to me, my opinion, like I say, folks. Yeah, I can hear you. Like I was saying, yeah. To me, first and second should have been between Nikki and Janine, and then third place I think should have been should have left it with Gabby Vega. She looked pretty good, and Holder Lopez should have took fourth, and I believe LaDon should have been fifth. So what do you think of that? Hello? Yo, Jared. I think Jared's still busy with the dog. He'll probably be back in a little bit.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay. Every time I walk away from the thing, like the Bluetooths are supposed to work, but yeah, I generally agree with what you said.
Yeah, because I think LaDon truthfully was in the best condition. I couldn't see how she really won that show. It's a great debate about that show. Now, same week doing that show was another show, which was the Portugal Pro, and that show was done in Portugal. As you know, right now with the virus going around, a lot of competitors, it's hard for them to compete. A lot of competitors like to come here and compete because this is where all the shows are at. And a lot of ladies couldn't be able to do any shows. They have some shows they create overseas for them to compete in, and that's a good thing. They get to have a stage for themselves. And in that show was a lady from Russia, and that is Anastasia Leonova. And Anastasia, she was pretty impressive. But if you follow social media, there's some bad news. Anastasia cannot make this show. From the information I gathered, I think the issue is visa issues, and she would not be competing at this show at this time.
Due to COVID, or
no? I think it's just basic visa issues.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because of the visa issues, because
okay.
Yeah, because I know I think some ladies, it's happening quite a lot because with this, I think the reason is because of the virus. Because usually back in the day, some competitors can come here and compete, but because of this virus, I think with the protocols they put in now, it's a lot harder for them to come in. And even if she did a quarantine, she still can't even compete.
Yeah.
So we skip over, we skip over her, but she looked pretty impressive. How she placed, I couldn't say. I'm not sure she, wouldn't make the top 10, but Ladon, I doubt she makes the top 10.
Yeah.
How we would place her, like time for, I think it's supposed to be like maybe 19 women to show, 16 women,
Well, it only goes up to 16, but
16,
she would be like, I don't know,
bottom 16.
14 or 16, somewhere in that range.
Yeah, I think yes, I agree with you. She's gonna bottom out because, like I said, I don't think she has the shape or the development to really to stand up to some of the top heavies. Now, the next show after the Savannah was the Chicago Pro. Chicago Pro is the bigger show. You earn more points at that show than any other shows. And this is a lady who I've come quite fond of. I follow on social media. We've been talking back and forth. I sent her a package a little bit a while ago, and I feel like she might crack the top 10, and that is one Missina Oleg. And Miss Oleg has been competing for quite some time. She originally was in women's physique, and she made the switch to bodybuilding this year. And she is a women's strength ambassador, like some of the ladies who are at this show. I think generally, my guess, half the women at the show are women's strength ambassadors. I think with the exception of Rashana Boswell, Margie V. Martin, I think Lena Denny, and a couple others that I'm trying to remember. But Sheila has a impressive physique. She kind of reminds me of, I would say the person I think she most reminds me of is Sheila Black. You know, kind of
Yeah.
lean, great muscle development. It's just I think, and she's a nice lady. I enjoyed my interview with her. We had fun. I was trying to get up with her on IG, but something's wrong with IG. It's acting kind of funny. Yeah, you been on Facebook or IG lately?
Not really. Only because I've been dealing with
The puppy, yeah.
the new dog that we just recently got, and been a handful. But with Miss Olympia coming up, my focus is going to try to be on that, and but yeah, I do agree. Sheena Oleg does give me some of that Sheila Black vibes. A very underdog. The kind of like the kid in the sports movie who has to may not win in the end, but gives it the best try.
Kind of my movie called Lucas that came out very long ago. I think you wasn't born yet. That movie came out.
I was not.
Yeah, saw the late Corey Haim. He was the star of the movie, and also had his buddy Corey Feldman. Also, Charlie Sheen was in that movie too, and his character in Corey played Lucas. He was a nerdy kid who got on the football team, and then became a hero. But yeah, she is like that. She's just an attractive woman, amazing physique, and like I said, she does exude shades of I would say of Sheila Black, who's a 4-time Tampa Bay champion. Amazing woman, great muscle development, and I could say Sheila might crack the top 10, most definitely the top 10.
Yeah.
Now the
top 5, not so much, but yeah, I don't think.
Yeah. Now the next person we're going to talk about is a lady who possibly also is most definitely a top 10, maybe top 5 contender, and that is one Miss Mona Porcella. Now Munya, she's from Canada, and she's been around for quite some time. Well, somebody told me this. What I found out, this is what mentioned to me by a lady who's a dear friend of mine, one Miss Lisa Florio, that Mona is about 50 years old. I said, what? And I said, you can't be kidding me. I said, it looks like she might be 30 something, but she said no. She's about 50. I say, wow. I mean, I just, because she's from originally she's from Iran. She's Middle Eastern, and sometimes it's kind of like almost like when you said you'll say, "Black don't crack," and the same thing with women from the Middle East or women of a certain ethnic background. They don't age as as noticeably as certain other women of a certain ethnic background. I'm not going to get into details, but like I said, she she's been in the game quite some time, and it's a good chance that she is going to be a top 10, uh, top possibly top 5 contender. I
Yeah,
think she most definitely. I feel like she's gonna, especially with her physique. She has the
she's
aesthetics.
she's what we would call a mature female bodybuilder.
Yes, and she has the aesthetics. She's leaner, more, I think, more compact. Great muscle development. I'm gonna put up a picture in a minute because I like to always when I talk about these women, I like to put up a pic of her. And she has some of the qualifications. As you know, she placed number I
Three.
think 3 at the Rising Phoenix. You know, and that was pretty good placing for her. And she's a impressive woman. I think she has the potential to be a top 5 contender.
Yeah,
Now, let's see.
just curious, like why she started competing so late in you know her life. 'Cause I haven't really seen or heard of her too much prior to this.
Well, she's been around for a long time. She didn't get a pro card about a couple of years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, and she's from Canada, and she most competed over there. She her first pro show was at the Toronto Pro, I think about 2019, and then she also did the 2020 Muscle Fest, and she took fourth place at that show. And I think she has a great physique. I think she has the aesthetics, the looks. She's, I would say she's truly, out of all the other ladies who won their qualification, she's one of the few women I would say is a true bodybuilder. I think she didn't really do physique. She did bodybuild for a good part of her career. And,
Yeah.
and I think, and one thing story about her was she had to build her own gym at home because of the restrictions of the gyms being closed in Canada and a lot of restrictions. It's hard for a lot of those competitors to work out. So she had to build her own gym at home, and I mean, look, I mean, wow! I'm telling you, she really, did some. She really did a great job. I mean, you can really tell, how hard she worked and what she did to get here. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
She should definitely place like fourth or fifth, probably.
That's a good chance to be. I think it's going to be a battle between her and Makeda Akok for fourth or fifth. I might throw in maybe, Virginia Sanchez and Nadia, you
Yeah.
know, in that mix.
I'd
That's a
say
third.
ACOC. Honestly, she's got. I'd say probably fourth for her because she's. I was really blown away by just how muscular she was for such a small physique. Yeah, she's definitely impressive and young too.
hmm I think she's just maybe 26, 27, and she's been
Well, then
competing for quite some. Yeah, she
then
was
she's
competing.
gonna be. Then she's gonna be. She's got a good career going.
Yeah, yeah, and she's still young. She still has potential, and I think that's the with bodybuilding. For sport bodybuilding, keep it going. It needs the younger generation to try to just keep it building.
Yeah,
Now, the next show after that, I think, was the Europa Championships.
I think.
Yeah,
I'd have to look at the schedule.
yeah. I think it was the next show after that. And who won that show? And this show that we were able to get two were in bodybuilding because there was so fewer shows overseas for women and for women from Europe. They had to give a double qualification. And the winner of the two winners of the show, first notably, the first winner who won last year's Europa show, and just to repeat her championship is um, um, Margita Zamalova. And you remember Margita? She competed at um, the Puerto Rico Pro. Also, she competed at the Portugal Pro, and she was leading on points.
Yeah.
I think she was the qualification leader by. I think she was at. I think by she has 17 points by the time they got around to you know so we got a little shorter shows, got fewer shows, and she was originally going to compete as a physique competitor at the Puerto Rico, but because there was only so many women at that show, she switched and did the women's bodybuilding division at the PR show. And she looks like I said, she's coming in on her own. I mean, she's been in the games for quite some time. She has, you know, I remember at the last year's Europa show, her and the late Elena Havani were the two. I would call it the double checks. It was two women from the same country winning that show. And that's pretty good. And I think she's more. I think she has more of the more feminine looks that the judges might like to see. He has good muscle development. But the question is, how was she placed in in the show? Where should she be placed? Would she be top 10, which is a possibility? Top
I'd,
5? I don't know.
I'd say top 10, like literally on the 10 mark.
hmm Yeah, I kind of believe you. If not 9, I think quite literally at the 10 mark. And she's pretty impressive. She's from again, she has the. I think the judges might see her. She has more of the feminine look to her, especially around the face. Attractive
Yeah.
woman. I'm gonna say.
So,
Eh,
so here's some interesting stuff about female bodybuilding. Every year, there seems to be like two or three Czech female bodybuilders who compete. Um, Either I'm going crazy, or that seems to be like a trend that's been going on since the '90s. There's been
well,
like two or three, and there's always like these big timers.
as you know, at the Portugal show, there were 3 Czech competitors. There was Margita, Elena, and a lady by the name of Vera. I forgot her name. Verna is a Vera, and I think Vera took third place at that show, while Margita took second, and I think Elena took either seventh or fifth.
And one of them passed away, right?
Yeah, it was Elena Havani. She passed away. She was at that show.
R.I.P. Yep.
She was at that show getting ready to compete, and then there was an issue where she fainted. She had issues where it was like her heart failed on her, and they couldn't revive her, and she passed away. I believe they might have found ways. She was her body was being held in it was being held in Spain, because that's what show was at in Spain, and they did a GoFundMe for her, and I think they finally brought her home and buried her. So let's remember the late Miss Havani, and rest in peace, and my condolences to her family.
R.I.P.
Now, I think the next show after that was the Savannah Pro, and it's the second year for the Savannah Pro, and a lady who I've followed on social media, did an interview with, I'm quite fond of. She won that show, and that is one Miss Rashana Boswell. And I said, congratulations. I want to say congratulations. I usually try to reach out to her on IG or social media, but IG is kind of funny. I might try my phone, but I don't know what's going on. I mean, it's crazy. And the thing with Rashana, this was her first. This she's been competing as bodybuilder since 2020. She was rigid physique also. She made switch in 2020. She competed at quite a few shows. Omaha. She competed at the 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 debut in the Savannah show, and also she was at New York Chicago Pro, which was Chicago Pro was done in Atlanta this year and last year. And at Chicago Pro, she almost could have won. She was up against Teresa Vasic, but excuse me, but the judges said it was an issue. She said like the judge told it was an issue with her back, and and to me, I think she had a better all physique. But if we're learning more and more, it's about conditioning, 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 conditioning. That's what it is. And like I said, she is a wife and mother. And this was her first bodybuilding pro show she won. And that was so great. I mean, I hope maybe I get to talk with Shoshana after the Olympia. I follow her on social media. Her babies are beautiful. Lois and Luke, they're beautiful little babies. I know last year she took them to the Olympia with her and her wife. They took the babies with them to the Olympia. Maybe took them this year. I hope so. I think they would love to go to see how their mommy going to do on the Olympia stage. Now, here's the thing: where do you think Rashawn's going to place?
I'd say below top 10. So I think she's still got some work to do, but I
don't know. I think she might do 6 or 7. It's between her and Rashana.
You think so? I don't know. I mean, I'd have to go back and look at her again. I mean, I don't know. It's just something with the tattoos on the arms. I mean, it's not as bad, but I don't know. There's just something about it that might be a little bit off-putting to the judges. But who knows? We're not IFBB pro judges.
Yeah, we're fans.
Yeah, we are literally just we look at their track record in bodybuilding, and we compare who ranks where and what, and we also then look at their physiques from their previous show or IG or whatever, and we base it off stuff like that.
Now, as I was saying, earlier, as I was mentioning, talk about Margita Samalova, who won the Europa Championships. I forgot to mention also a lady who's at that same show that earned her opportunity in Olympia, but taking second place was Salvia Mate. And I follow Miss Mate. We've been talking a little bit on IG, and she, because there were so few shows for female bodybuilding over in Europe, she was able to qualify by taking second place. Now the debate is, how was she placed at the Olympia? She looks like someone found a picture of her. I might not. I'm look a little bit and see if I can find a nice solo pic. If not,
I'd say 7 or 8 based off previous history and what I know about her. I'd say that'd be a good spot. 7, 8, or 9.
Mm-hmm. That's a possibility, because she's pretty impressive. She's done pretty good. She did pretty good in the past at the Romania. I think the Romanian. I'm not sorry. The Rising Phoenix. I think she made top 5 one year, I believe. I'm trying to remember. It's been so long ago.
That does sound familiar. I think she also won like best poser or best
video.
Best video.
Yeah, she won best video. So, she won that a couple of times. Let me see. I'm gonna try to see if I can find a pic of her. I believe I can. Let me see if I can pull it up. Because she's a pretty impressive woman. Let's see. And if not, then I just use a previous picture from one of her last shows. Because I'm a fan of hers. I Like I said, we've been talking a bit on social media. You know, I sent her some. Like I sent her a video from the when she competed uh at the Europa Championships a few months back. You see, I got this picture here, and let's see. Let me pull it up. Like I said, I think she. Also about her, she is, folks. She's an archaeologist. She's an she likes to dig bones and find old stuff.
Archaeologist.
Yeah, archaeologist. Thank you. Oh, because I got my country accent, so that's hard to get words across. Yeah, but she looked pretty impressive, and here's a nice picture of her right here. It looks
Oh
like,
yeah,
yeah. Now
definitely top 10. Yeah,
this is an old picture, but if
yeah,
I was trying to find the picture of where she was at the Muscle Fest. But yeah, she's pretty impressive. I mean, I would give it. She looks like she's gonna. She might be in the top 10. I think 7 or 8. You know, I think it's
yeah,
gonna be better. I think it's gonna be a battle between her and most definitely her and Virginia
yeah,
for 7 and 8.
yeah. Because
Mhm.
that's usually where they hit at in terms of ranking.
Sorry, folks. I keep making these mistakes. I need to learn. I need to pay attention. Yeah.
That's okay. Just that awkward silence. So the last three who didn't win any shows was Janine Lakowski, Monique Jones, and I don't know if it was Lena D or Stephanie
No,
Fletcher.
Stephanie Fletcher. Because
Okay, those are the three: Stephanie Fletcher, Monique Jones, uh, Janine Lakowski. The only one I mean,
well,
to say,
from what information I'm gathering, Monique Jones has stepped back.
and he
She she she's not going to do the Olympia. I follow her on social media. She says she's going to take a step back and she's not doing the the Olympia this year.
okay, so she's just taking the year off. Okay,
Yeah. Also, Stephanie Fletcher, as you know, recently she's been on a crusade. Since the passing of Lena Havani, she's been on a crusade against bad judging. So she took herself out of contendership for the Miss Olympia.
so then that only leaves Janine Lakowski.
But actually, what's going to happen is, the ladies behind them, which supposed to be Christina Mendoza and Ashley Young, Alicia Young. Sorry. Okay. But the problem is that what I found out, for some people told me, Alicia's dealing with some medical issues, so she's out.
R.I.P.
Yeah, and Christina Mendoza, even though she took second at the Chicago Pro, she decided to pull herself out of competing this season again. She did it last year at Savannah, as you know. Last year at the 2020, she competed at Savannah Pro last year. Then I think she got in the top 5 of that show. Then she started, even though she got an invitation to compete at the Rising Phoenix that year, she decided to, not compete. She did it again. She had an invitation to compete at the Rising Phoenix. And you know, with that, with the Rising Phoenix, because it's an invitational, you got to put in your invite in by the spring. So, she already had a spot. She just come and compete anyway. you put your invitation in to compete at the show, but she decided to take a step back. So this is what happens. It's the ladies who's down the list, and that is Nikki Chartrand and Natalia Kovalova. So I don't know if it's
So
official, but
okay. Say that again.
Nikki who got 3 points, and
Nikki
Natalia,
Chartrand.
yeah, and Natalia got 3 points. Look like they're gonna be the ones who are gonna qualify for the Olympia.
And who was the other one again?
Natalia Kovalova. She's a Russian chick. Let's see. I can bring up a picture. Let's see, because they both competed at the Rising Phoenix about a month ago.
Did they have enough?
Well, since the other three ladies, since the first two bottom ladies behind Janine dropped out, and since Christina, she said she took a step back, and because Alicia has some medical issues, they qualify. That's
Well,
all we ask.
okay. Sorry. Okay. So here was the top points when I last checked. I'm using the Wayback Machine.
Okay.
September 9th. Okay. Janine Lukowski was 15. All right. Stephanie Fletcher put an X. Jones X. Young X. And then after that, it's Hunter Henderson at 8. Is she competing?
I don't know.
She compete? And then Tamara Makar at 7, tied with Corinne Digman. So those are two tied. Yeah, Mendoza is way at number 6 here, tied with like a couple other girls. So I don't know what they're gonna do.
Yeah, because
I don't know what happens in these kind of situations.
Because if, like I said, technically, Hunter, she might be competing. Because at one point I wasn't sure she's going to compete or not. I thought she took a setback, but she might be competing. We got to wait till we get the official. They said the official thing won't be till Tuesday.
It won't be till Tuesday.
Yeah, did you tell me?
I thought it was supposed to be
today.
Like 90. Most of the time it's Monday at 4 p.m. and I'm refreshing it and nothing right now. So it sometimes comes out late. So I would say by the end of this day we will know for a fact who is competing. And again, even then, that's not the official. It's basically right up to the even up to the day of the Miss Olympia. We don't really know who's going to be competing. Like we could talk about the Irish Kyle thing.
Yeah, because she got sick. Yeah, I remember that. Because
she was supposed to compete like right up to it. Because I know Andrea Shaw saw her in like the elevator or something, and she was a bit under the weather. She didn't attend the Miss Olympia press conference or anything like that. So we will see. Nothing set in stone.
Yeah, nothing set in stone. And the thing is also, that was a big. Everybody's ready for the return of the 10-time Miss Olympia, and I think she said she's done. She's not competing anymore. She has a new gym in Las Vegas, and she's focusing on that.
She's confirmed it.
Well, I know I follow her, and she mentioned that. But if she does compete, she is a possibility. But I think she said at one point I mentioned she's on her IG she said that she did what she wanted to do, and she says I don't think she's gonna be coming back. If she does, that'd be good. See how she fares. Now, if this was possible, if Iris does compete, what do you think? How will she place?
It could very well be first or second, honestly. I mean, if it depends. Like, is she coming in without her physique, fully? Like, if she was serious, I think she could probably hit first. But like I don't know what she looks like as of right now. If she's in competitive mode or not. What do you think?
I don't know. I even though I like Iris, she's been in the game for too long. Even though she does see good condition, I don't think she'll even get first. I was thinking when she was compete last year, I felt like she was going to get third or maybe second. I thought Margie was going to get first. Then I think her and Hella was probably could fight for second and third, and and then I thought Andrew Shaw probably get fourth or maybe fifth.
So basically, her getting sick was basically like a blessing in disguise, almost like
I
her not having to lose her last Miss Olympia.
hmm Yeah, stay undefeated. Well, not undefeated. She had lost because can't forget Yaxino King beat her.
Yeah,
Hmm
yeah, but like in terms of like going out, I mean, she'd still. I mean, even if she lost, like what, she still got like the top 10. So I mean, top 10 Miss Olympia wins. So it's like, but
She,
either way, yeah.
Mhm.
We'll have to see Irish do some posing, I guess. If she's going to do some posing in like Japan or something, but we'll see. But yeah, I think that pretty much sums up who's going to be competing. At least until we get the official uh, um, list of people competing. Um, I'm excited.
hmm Now, also one thing is, next week I would do a critique of the show. I invited some ladies. I'm hoping they will make it. If not, maybe just be me and Jared as usual. But I would love to have them come on, because especially they're professional bodybuilders, and give their thoughts and critique on the how the Miss Olympia look. Also, you have women's physique. I might do a video on that when I already get some of the names. I saw some of the names that have officially, I believe officially have qualified or possibly qualified. I might do a video on that once I get the list for the women's bodybuilding division, because women's physique it's started becoming a growing division. As you know, the champion of that division is Sarah Vilgas, Vilgas, or and it's a good shot that she might hold the title. There's some possibilities, but now with Shanique Grant had retired, and she wanted to step back and and start her family. It's I think that's gonna be up in their division.
Yep.
Depending how some of the women come in and how they look, you know, I think that's really up in the air. Sarah might come in looking great condition, but if somebody looks in better condition and have all the aesthetics that the judges like, there's a good chance she may not even hold a title. But by looks of it, it might go with Shell Vegas, because you're always going to go with the champion half the time.
Yep.
Yeah, not since I think I would say when Linda was champion, has Miss Olympia, other than Linda and Iris, has I think Linda Iris, I think Linda Iris, Raquel English, and and uh Carla Dunlap has a defending Miss Olympia lost her
Uh,
title.
to be fair to Irish, the 2005 Miss Olympia for her was there was some weird stuff from what I looked up was going on there. But yeah, unfortunately, I've been getting a lot of calls, and unfortunately, I'm going to have to go. But this was a pretty good summary of what what I think the Miss Olympia is going to look like. It's going to be good. Irene Anderson's going to be coming in at 170 pounds,
Ooh.
second largest Miss Olympia behind Yapsini. So I can't wait to see her.
hmm Yeah. And like I said, I can't wait to see. I'm not gonna watch the live stream because it's too long. I mean, you have to
I
wait.
am I am going to be off that day, so I'm gonna have it in the background with other things
Yeah.
as I watch because I'm not going to be working. Thank goodness.
Because I think it's 4 days. Because the first 3 days is going to be, the first day is going to be the amateurs, which is
Yep.
the Olympia Amateur Show, and then they officially have the pros. I think that Friday, and women's bodybuilding not till that Saturday. I think.
I think it was Friday, but
But yeah,
Mr. Olympia's Saturday.
Miss Olympia, Miss
And
Olympia is going to
then
be Saturday. Hmm.
I don't know. But yeah, I will definitely catch it when it happens, regardless.
Well, I appreciate your time, brother, and I appreciate everybody coming here and listen to our live stream. Like my sister, Miss Fishiana.
Peace, everybody.
Yeah. See you later, Jared. Everybody say goodbye to our man Jared, our historian and expert. I do like to appreciate y'all for coming through. My sister, Miss Fishiana Fights. Check out her channel. She talks about boxing. She's a big boxing fan. Omar Acosta, thank you for coming through. My man Marcus Bell, thank you for coming by. As I said, next Monday, Muscle Talk Monday, we would talk about this is that'll be episode number 54, and we would talk about actually 55. Sorry, this is 54, and next Monday will be 55, and we'll talk about. I will get a critique from certain ladies in the sport of bodybuilding. I hope they can make it. I would love for them to make it because I love to get their eye and their opinion, especially those women who are in the sport who know what they're talking about. I'm just a novice. I'm just a fan. I just talk about what I know, but I do appreciate for any information they can give. I hope Jared can make it too because he's gonna be watching the show. I'm not gonna be watching the show. It's too long and plus it just even though I love bodybuilding, I do, but these shows can be too long. I I like the Cliff Notes stuff. I watch the videos because a lot of the because live stream you have to wait and then you have to wait and then wait. There's so much. I just don't have the patience for it. But like I said, I'm still a fan of the sport. I'm a fan of the ladies. So anyway, I appreciate y'all for coming through. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Also, if you look at the bottom of the screen, I have a PayPal, I have a Cash App, and I just got a Venmo too. Because I had a GoFundMe for moving. I'm not gonna move, so that's a good thing. So 9 times 10. So to me, to you, and to everybody else who are a fan of this sport, and thank you for coming by. Thank you for just supporting my channel, and I just wish that I can do more for you, and you can do more for me. Anyway, this is me all the way George Page, aka the Emperor of Female Bodybuilding Talk. Don't like, subscribe. I'm out.